If your A2P campaign has rejected multiple times, it's probably not the form, it's the system around it. There's a silent killer inside most GoHighLevel accounts, and it's not a bad offer or a broken automation. It's the A2P registration. And more specifically, it's the invisible compliance gap between how you collected consent and what the carriers are actually checking. Most people think they got rejected because of a typo or a wrong business category. That's rarely it. Here's what's actually happening. Carriers aren't just looking at your registration form. They're looking at the system behind it. They want to see the consent was collected on a real website, not a funnel, that your opt-in language is compliant, that your message samples are actually matching what you're sending, and that your use case makes sense for your business type. If any of those four things is off, your campaign gets flagged. And if you keep resubmitting, without fixing the root cause, you risk getting rare limited or permanently blocked. The real problem isn't in your form. It's that your funnel has leaky holes, and A2P rejection is one of the most expensive leaks there is. Every day, your SMS is blocked. Leads are being followed up. That's not a tech problem. That's a revenue problem. So let me break it down, the four things carrier check and what you need to fix for each one of them. Issue number one, funnel versus website. A2P compliance requires that your opt-in happens on a domain-based website, not a ClickFunnels or a GoHighLevel funnel page hosted on a subdomain. If you're collecting consent from a funnel, that's likely a rejection reason right there. Issue number two, consent language. Your opt-in form needs explicit, compliant consent language. It must say something about like, by submitting this form, you agree to receive SMS messages from your business name. Message and data rates may apply. Replies stop to opt out. Generic forms don't cut it. And GoHighLevel already put this as a default in the forms area where you can uncheck not required as part of your process. Issue number three, message samples. The sample messages you submit must match what you're actually sending. Carriers review these. If your samples say appointment reminders, but you're sending promotional follow-ups, that's a mismatch and an automatic flag. Issue number four, compliance requirements by business type. Medical and wellness practices in particular have additional restrictions. You need HIPAA-safe messaging language, and your campaign use case must align with the highly regulated industry guidelines. Service businesses and coaching organizations have their own nuances as well. I've worked through A2P registrations across service businesses, coaching organizations, and medical and wellness practices, and the patterns are almost identical every single time. The businesses that get approved on the first or second try have one thing in common. Their system was built for compliance before the form was ever filled out. The ones that keep getting rejected are patching symptoms instead of fixing the structure. So here's a reframe. A2P rejection isn't a GoHighLevel problem. It's a system architecture problem. The form is the last 5%. The other 95% is how your funnel, website, consent language, and message strategy are built before you ever click submit. When you build the system right, A2P approval is almost automatic. When you don't, no amount of resubmitting will fix it. So what if you already have a website? Why does it matter if I use a funnel for opt-ins? Because the carrier audit doesn't just check the website exists. They check that consent was captured on that domain. The URL on your opt-in form has to match a real business domain, not a funnel subdomain. So what if you have submitted example messages that seem fine to me? The issue isn't whether they seem fine. It's whether they match your registered use case exactly and whether they include all required compliance language. One missing line can trigger a rejection. So here's something you can do right now. Pull up your last rejected A2P submission and check these four things. Did you collect consent on a real domain-based website or URL? Does your opt-in form have full compliant consent language? Your sample messages match your stated use case exactly? Did you select the right campaign type for your industry? If you can't confidently check all four, that's your answer. So when this is set up correctly, here's what changes. The SMS campaigns go live. Your automated follow-up sequences actually run. Your leads stop going cold because nobody followed up. And instead of starting over every month chasing new leads, you have a system that works the way a real revenue engine is supposed to work. So if you want to fix this yourself, I included the correct setup checklist in the description. Grab the link below or comment trigger word A2P. See you then.